Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Menteri Badai Pet Yakatnat Karab Karyang Timothy di Shira Henegasngi Habajubab Yagajingkali jong MLA Kanong Krem Uba Adan Malabasayamoy Halol Kadaw jong Kaching Kiodor jong Kidawai Sboh Ulong Bakasorkar Kalashim Kisian Jam Habede Bakador jong Kadawai Sboh Ushira Ulong Bakasorkar Pdeng Kalashim Kisian Jam Habede Bakador jong Kadawai Sboh Uliat Huru Bakasorkar Kalashim Yakarai Ban Pyntreikam Yaka Fertilizer Control Order 1985 ban Tehlakam Jingdie tu ikidawai Sboh. Shu uliat huru babaro kidawai Sboh de ban penpau ikador habaro kidukan kibadi.
Tabled by Sri Arden Miller Basamoit, MLA. Honorable Minister in charge to reply, please.
Speaker, sir. Reply to question number 108A. Sir, the steps taken to check the unreasonable increased rate of fertilizer are: the sale of fertilizers has been restricted to the minimum retail price (MRP) notified by the government. The Fertilizer Control Order 1985 has been strictly enforced to regulate distribution. Third, sir, weekly inspections are being conducted by fertilizer inspectors to check the sale of fertilizer. 4. Display of MRP and daily stock has been made mandatory at all sale outlets. 5. All sales are being routed through point of sale POS machine linked to the IFMS portal. The 6th framework for fertilizer sale PPSF has been launched in the Dawai and East Kashmir district with effect from 7/07/2026. B, sir, the steps taken to protect the farmers from the market exploitations are: number 1, fertilizers are sold only through licensed dealers at notified page with cash memo issued for every sale and stock and price display daily. Second, Micropet supplier supplies retailers only against order issued by the district agriculture officer. 3, tagging has been prohibited and farmers cannot force to purchase seed, pesticide or micronutrients along with fertilizer. 4, regular and surprise inspections are conducted to ensure compliance. 5th, farmers are being made aware of their rights through awareness campaign. 6th, grievances redressal mechanism has been put in place to the district agriculture office. The 30 Ma Bachao Nigrani Samiti, Shyam Connect and Kisan Helpline Center. Sir.
Your supplementary, please.
Sir, let me thank the Honorable Minister for his elaborative reply. Sir, as we all know that farmers do not only toil and sweat in the fields, but they also face many uncertainties. They are not sure if they will get enough fertilizer, if the weather will do them a favor, or if they will get a good price for the produce. So, sir, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister, because in the course of his reply, he mentioned that the sale of fertilizers has been restricted to the maximum retail price notified by the government. So my first question to you, sir, is what is the current maximum retail price and the current subsidized price? Let me, sir, be specific. I want to know the current maximum retail price and current subsidized price of this single superphosphate.
May I know from the honorable member, for which districts you want the current price?
So I'm not asking for the district. I'm asking the maximum retail price.
Because
and
the
subs-
price,
I think it has to
existing
be
price-
made applicable in all the states, sir. The rate has to be the same, I think.
Yeah, because the price varies according to the from district to another district. So
Okay, so in that case,
I can tell you now, the existing rate for Shillong is 5,136 per metric ton, and subsidized rate is 4,061 rupees. Retail price 5,860. Then subsidized rate this per bag is 266 rupees
per bag.
per bag. Yeah.
So, because I had come across one incidents where the price has been mentioned in a bag, that the subsidized rate is more than 360, whereas the farmer has to buy at 900 rupees per bag. This is the current situation where farmers are buying 900. So in that case, what steps has been taken? Recently, the farmers are buying this specific fertilizer at a rate of 900, sir.
Would you address the chair, please?
Oh yes, sorry, sir.
Sir, I have already replied. The steps taken to protect the farmers from market exploitation. The fertilizers are sold only there are these fertilizer inspectors. They very often they go to the retailers and they check the price, and all the retailers are mandatory to display the present rate, and beyond which they are not allowed to sell. So they have to sell at a rate fixed by the government. That is very, very mandatory for each retailer. Perhaps the one you have, maybe it is through the black marketing, the price they have charged, but there is no such scope for black marketing also, because every now and then the fertilizer inspector, they go and check. There are numbers of fertilizer inspectors altogether in the whole state. 109 inspectors are there. 129 numbers of inspectors are there. So plenty of inspectors are there. They are very regular in checking. They go to every retailer, and so there is no charge. And moreover, when they sell the fertilizer, it is mandatory that they should upload in the integrated fertilizers management system also. So this can be tracked. If any 1 kg or 2 kg or even 1 bag is sold in the black market, that can be traced.
So why I bring, because I was asked by the farmers to specifically ask this question in the assembly, because this is the rate that farmers are buying this fertilizer. So I've seen the reply. Looking by the reply, it seems that everything is in order, but the farmers are facing this problem. So what will be the measure that the government will take in the wake of this issue, sir?
So I'll just one clarification I want to give, sir, because I think there was a small communication gap. Honorable Minister had replied 266. So that is for urea. Honorable Member had asked for SSP. So that's a different, that's a single super phosphate. So the urea price per bag is 266 and the SSP rate is 800 rupees per bag. And the Honorable Member just mentioned that was 900 is in the market. So there could be black market rates going on because these are all controlled products. That means there are certain sanctions and certain release that is given by Government of India for our state. through IFCO. So therefore, since it's a controlled quantity with a specific controlled price, there are situations where certain individuals may try to take advantage. But as mentioned by Honorable Minister, that continuous checking is done, continuous monitoring is done. Wherever we find that there is any kind of black marketing activities, action is taken, sir. But as I said, I wanted to clarify that it is 800 and 900. Honorable Minister was referring to urea, which is 266. So there's a difference of 100 rupees was there.
Sir,
Speaker, sir, I apologize for my mistake.
it's okay, no problem, sir. You need not to apologize, it's okay, sir. Sir, in that case, may I know whether that 800 is a maximum retail price or a subsidized price, sir?
Speaker, sir, that is a subsidized rate. Subsidized rate.
So, may I know what is the maximum retail price? Market.
So the subsidy that we provide is 25% for SSP. So if it's 800, sir, it's about 1200 is the price, sir.
So another question I would like to know from the Honorable Minister. What measures will the government take in case they find out that the retailers or the suppliers I mean to say that the wholesalers, they are hoarding the fertilizers? What steps will be taken in case of the hoarding of fertilizers?
Speaker, sir, the action will be taken according to the law. The law will take its own course. If anybody is found black marketing or selling the fertilizer beyond the price fixed by the government, he is punishable.
So I think what I want to ask because we know that how they exploit the farmers, the wholesaler, the supplier, they always hoard the fertilizer. So whether the government used to conduct any surprise check to detect hoardings of fertilizer?
Yes, sir, I have already replied that there are many fertilizer inspectors. They regularly check. They go to the retailer shop and they check, and from the portal also they can check. So a regular checking is there. If there is any retailer who is selling beyond the price fixed by the government, their helpline is there. The CM Connect is also there. So I would like to advise all the farmers that they should, through CM Connect, they can complete, they can get their grievances redressed. And it will be better for the government agents also or inspector to take the legal actions against those who are selling beyond the price fixed by the government.
So what I mean to ask is, besides the regular checking, which is the normal duty of the department, so whether the department used to conduct any surprise check to detect the hoarding of the fertilizer? That is my question, sir. Any surprise check, like if there is, how many times this surprise check has been carried out?
Speaker, sir, Director of Agriculture, Director of Horticulture themselves, they are the inspectors. So they can check. In addition to the other inspectors below their rank, these Director of Agriculture and Director of Horticulture, they can go. They can do the random checking, and they can detect any, if they detect any illegal selling, then they can bring it to the notice of the government and they can take the legal action.
Sir, I'll just supplement to the Honorable Minister's answer. So yes, surprise checks are done, number one. Number two, approximately 1,432 such surprise checks have been done, 1,432. And if anybody is found to be doing anything that is not as per the rules, their license is bound to be cancelled.
Yes, Dr. Mijam, yes, raise this hands first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Honourable Minister, during his course of reply, A3, that weekly inspections are being conducted by fertilizer inspectors to check the sale of fertilizer. May I know from the Honourable Minister in charge that how many fertilizer inspectors are posted under the Jingdie subdivision and how many such checks were done during the year 2025-26?
Speaker, sir, that figure I don't have with me now, so I record notice.
Mr. Speaker, sir, may I request the Honourable Minister in charge, sir, to table it on the floor of the House, please? My next supplementary would be, may I know from the Honourable Minister, sir, that there are how many authorized fertilizer sale points under the Jingdie subdivision?
It will be under West Garo Hills. 3. The retailers, number of retailers, 3 means the sell point will be 3.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as we all know, the entire district of West Garo Hills is based on agriculture. So, is it enough that only 3 retailers can supplement the need of the entire area? And if not, then what are the steps taken to make the fertilizers available to the farmers?
Speaker, sir, I expect the honourable members know that the consumption of fertilizer in Garo Hills is very less. The maximum consumption of fertilizer in Garo Hills is only in the plain area. So the number of retailers appointed for West Garo Hills in total is only 3.
Sir, I'll just also would like to supplement here. So this is a very important subject. So what we have to remember and what the larger message is that the whole world, the country and Meghalaya is trying to move towards organic organic agriculture, sir. And therefore, it has been the endeavor of every government to cut use of fertilizers as far as possible. And multiple efforts have been made in the past. So the point, sir, here is that we are not here to encourage the use of fertilizers. We are discouraging the use. But while we also realize that the farmers' incomes are also at stake. So fertilizers have been introduced. Now, we cannot just simply cut the use of fertilizers because that affects the income of the farmers. So we are in a transition mode, sir. And as we transition, we hope that one day, in the coming future, we will not have any fertilizers. That is the target of the government, sir. So therefore, we should not go with the number of retailers or suppliers as the criteria here of how much government is doing or not doing. We have to understand the larger picture, which is that we are moving towards being organic. And just to share, sir, we have notified certain areas where fertilizers can be used or are being used, sir. And beyond those certified areas, we are not allowing fertilizers to be given. It's a genuine approach of the government, and which is again, as I said, in line with what Honourable Minister has mentioned, that we want to discourage the use of fertilizers, but realizing that it impacts the production and income, we cannot just simply cut it. We need to transition into this entire mode, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank the Honourable Chief Minister for his initiatives to shift towards organic farming. At the same time, as we all know, the district of West Garo Hills share a long border with Assam, and there have been instances in the past where we could see that fertilizers meant for one state, it passed on across to the other state. So may I know from the Honourable Minister in charge, that what are the check mechanisms that are in place so that unauthorized fertilizers cannot move from one state to another state, which causes, in fact, which are being sold in black market.
Speaker, sir, as I have already explained, that there are many fertilizer inspectors to check any black marketing of the fertilizer. And so there should not be any black marketing, or there should not be any possibility for the fertilizer to go from Meghalaya to other places like Bangladesh. But there are, I say, in the past, where I say many fertilizers were issued to concerned department for demonstrations or for distribution. But since there is no much demand in Garo Hills for fertilizer, as most of the people, farmers in most of the part of the Garo Hills, they are not using fertilizer. They are practicing the natural farming inherited from the forefathers. So maybe there are some quantity of fertilizer escaped to other state, but the fertilizer which is with the direction or with a permission or license issued from the Directorate of Agriculture to the retailers cannot escape, because there are many inspectors, they do regular checking, and from the portal also they can upload and track where this fertilizer goes.
Yes, Barden.
Sir, I agree with the Honorable Chief Minister when he say that we are encouraging people to go for organic. But sir, I know that we have to go in a phased manner, which is why we are asking this question. Asking this question, it does mean that we encourage farmers to go for fertilizers. I am the one who always encourage people to gradually go for organic, but it will take some time, especially in our areas. So the question here, how to prevent the exploitation that is, presently existed within the farmers. So that is the question. So another question that I would like to ask, so may I know from the Honorable Minister, what is the concrete step that the government has taken to prevent the exploitation of farmers when they sell the agricultural produce?
Speaker, sir, to protect the farmers from exploitation of this middleman with regard to the price of the agricultural produce. So there are several interventions we have already done. So one of the interventions is that we have already established the spice processing unit, this turmeric lakadong and ginger processing unit in Jingdie Hills, where lakadong turmeric is available. I have visited that place. Before the establishment of this processing unit, the price of raw turmeric, lakadong turmeric was only 12 rupees. But now, with the establishment of that processing unit, the price has gone up to 40, 45, and 50 even. The price of raw turmeric. These are the interventions the government has shown. And very recently, in the Riboi district at Borumbong, we have established the biggest spicing processing unit. So people, they get a good price now. The price of ginger, price of raw turmeric in Borumbong area, Riboi area, before the establishment of that spicing unit, processing unit, was only 15 rupees, 12 rupees. But now it has come to 35, 40 rupees also. So that has given a good price for the farmers, and farmers are able to get good price now without any necessity for depending on the what is called middleman. And regarding this vegetables which are very, very stable, the government is it is under unbill. The government is contemplating to establish the cold storage so that the farmers can keep whatever they have produced. If the price is very low, if they are compelled to sell their produce at a throwaway price, they can keep it in the cold storage. And when the price comes, you say, raise and becomes normal, and farmers are getting profit, then they can sell from their produce, taking out from the cold storage. These are the intervention to protect the farmers from exploitation of the middlemen.
You're done? You have one more?
Yeah. So I think recently we have seen in the media reports that farmers are coming to Shillong. They were coming to Shillong and distribute free of their agricultural produce because they are made to sell only 2 rupees a kg in the case of cabbage. So therefore, sir, I think this is a very important issue that the government must seriously and immediately takes necessary step so that we will not see again that farmers at the next year will have to come again to Shillong and distribute free to the people of the agricultural produce.
Yes, sir. I was aware of that situation, and I called a meeting of the Agriculture Department, including the Secretary, and when I called the meeting, the price has become normal. It lasted only for a few days. So anyway, whatever the member has suggested, that is taken note of.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to supplement. This is, of course, a subject that is very important to everyone. But I would like to share, sir, this the aspect of pricing. It depends on multiple factors in the market. So it's a supply and demand issue, sir. And obviously there are certain measures that are within our control, certain measures which are not within our control, sir. Just to share with the House, this is a good chance, sir, for us to also give you a background, that we have done a study for the last 10 years. And we have always seen that in the month of July, there is a dip in the price of cabbage. It always comes down during the month of July. And our assessment is because the supply from other parts of the northeast also are quite high during that time. And we normally also usually see that the price of cabbage then from July, it keeps going up in the month of August and September. And so therefore there are multiple factors that lead to it, but the trend we have seen is similar. So we're looking at the supply chain, sir, and that supply is there because one of the main markets that we have is, of course, market in Assam, in Guwahati. These are the core markets where our cabbages go, sir. So therefore, these factors are multiple. So we cannot just look at one day and say that, the entire system has collapsed. There are factors that lead to it, and we have seen this trend happening. And just to share with the House, of course, we've got a very long reply. I don't want to take time on why or what interventions we have done. But just to share with the House today that we have been continuously monitoring now the price of cabbage. And as of now, so it's ranging at the range of about 20 rupees per kg, 20-25 rupees per kg. So at that point in time, it was not that farmers were asked to throw away their cabbage. It was more of their way to show, and we are with them, of course, that that they're not getting the price. Yes, this year was very low compared to even the July months in the previous years. But we were analyzing the whole situation that because of, as I said, the supply increasing from other parts, the flood situation not being as extreme during that period as it was, the supply chain may be more efficient in and around the Guwahati market. All these factors may have led to the price crashing at that point in time. So these do happen, sir, and it happens in different products. But as I said, right now, we're looking at around 20-25 rupees per kg. In fact, my report here says 30 rupees, but I'm sticking for a safe side at 20-25 rupees is the rate of cabbage as of now, sir.
Baranik,
Thank you so much, sir. In fact, I just want to know the numbers of approved dealer of fertilizer in the state of Meghalaya, the numbers of approved dealer, and whether it's there any approved dealer in Southwest Kasihils. I just want to know this.
There are 66 numbers of approved dealers in the whole Meghalaya.
Is there any one in Southwest Kasihils? Southwest Kasihils?
Yeah. Makarbat, there are 2. Shall I read out a name?
Okay.
Sarah Enterprise and Shimti Enterprise.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, if you still have time, it's a very important question. We know that fertilizer is for the interest of our poor farmer, and organic is for the interest of the consumers. So, may I know from the department whether is there such machine to detect which one it's a product used by fertilizer and which one is organic product, which is very, very important. Means if we know, as we are encouraging to go organic, so whether is there such machine that the department has identified that this kind of machine can determine which one is the food, organic food, and which one is non-organic food.
Speaker, sir, as of now, for domestic consumption, there is no such differentiation. But to send outside and to prove that it is an organic produce, there is certification. But for our domestic consumption, this has not been done as of now.
Sir, may I request if the department can assure that to try to find out such kind of machine so that we can have a declared some shop as an organic shop to be there in the state of Meghalaya. I think it will be very good as we are encouraging to go organic if the department can find out such kind of machine to determine such food.
So as correctly mentioned by Honorable Minister, the correct mechanism that is followed throughout the world is based on the soil testing. So therefore, the certification of the particular soil being tested and certified as not having any chemicals or fertilizers being used, that is the standard certification that is done throughout the country and the world, sir. So therefore, as mentioned, sir, we are now today moving towards having more and more certification for our organic lands and farmers. And sir, I'm happy to inform you that Meghalaya is very well, poised today to at one point, I think maybe very soon, I don't want to give a specific date, but at one point, sir, Meghalaya will very soon become the largest organic area, hectare-wise, in the country, sir. So that is the kind of target we have, to be the largest organic, area coverage, and that certification process is on. And therefore, the only way, the most accepted way is the soil certification and the organic certification, sir.
Mantri Doors, Indo.
Sir, this is question hour. I'll come straight to the point. May I know from the Honorable Minister, what is the total annual requirement of fertilizer in the state of Meghalaya, and how much expenditure is incurred by the government for procuring fertilizer?
Speaker, sir, I don't have the record with me, so I record notice for that.
Okay, sir, it's okay, no problem. So the next one is, which companies are or agencies are supplying fertilizer to the Meghalayas, to our state?
There are 3 agencies: Progressive Fertilizer Private Limited, VVFCL Brahmaputra Valley Fertilizer Corporation Limited, IFFCO Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, and Indian Potash Limited.
Okay, we now move on to
last
the...
one, sir, last one. It's okay?
Too much, it's taking much time. Briefly, okay.
Okay, sir. Whether the government ensure that these fertilizer reach the farmers at the prescribed prices, or whether farmers are sometimes compelled to purchase them at higher price than the prescribed rate due to the shortage or limited availability.
Sir, the licensed wholesaler for the state of Meghalaya is Mekopen. The state government will write to the central government according to the assessment how much fertilizer is required for the year. And out of the total requisition, the quantity required by the state government, maybe the central government reduce it. So according to their calculation, they will load the fertilizer to the state. And then whatever the quantity of fertilizer allotted by the central government will be lifted by the wholesaler, that is Mekopen. And from Mekopen, only under at the order issued by the District Agriculture Director of Agriculture of Meghalaya, the wholesaler will issue to the retailer, to each retailer, and the retailer will sell to the farmers, say whatever the Director of Agriculture has directed or recommended, the only recommended quantity the farmers can buy.
So we...
Just one, Mr. Speaker, sir.
This has taken such a long time, okay.
Just one question, sir.
Just one question, yes.
Sir, for the benefit of the members of the August House, I would like to request the Honourable Minister the areas notified by the government for organic farming, so that we'll have a better understanding, and the areas where the non-organic fertilizers are still used, and the number of fertilizer inspectors in every district, sir. So it can be placed in the table of the House.
One of that, it will be done.
Thank you.
Just one request, since we are talking about the fertilizers which shape the economy and the health of our people of our state when we are consuming the agricultural produce. So may I request, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I request the Minister in charge of Agriculture to lay in the table of the House the inorganic fertilizer consumption for the last consecutive 5 years, so that it can reflect how is the impact on the organic cultivation in our state. Thank you.
Okay, it will be done.
Okay, now we move on.